Welcome to Get Some. Today is Friday, January 4th, and we're going to preview the NFL playoffs, the college football national championship, and then we'll get into some segments. So, first of all, we're going to pick the college football national championship game. You got Alabama versus Clemson Monday. So, I'll let Ryan go first.
I'm going to stick with what I said to begin with. I have Alabama all the way. Tua's going to show up. Nick Saban's got the headset on. So, that's going to be an easy dub for the boys in Bama. Even though I hate them, they're going to pull it out.
You got a score for that? Close game?
Close game for sure. I didn't think so at first, but Clemson really impressed me at the Notre Dame game. They really beat up on Notre Dame.
Trevor Lawrence is good.
He's good. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say it. I didn't even mind the hair the other day.
Stupid hair, but he's good.
It kind of looked good while he was throwing those darts. I don't know. Anyways, I do have Alabama by 3. We'll say Alabama by 3.
Okay, well, I think Clemson's very good. They're definitely the only people that can beat Alabama.
100%.
Trevor Lawrence and his stupid hair, he's got a shot, I guess. I'm gonna say Alabama, but in a game where you never think Alabama's about to lose, but the final score might be closer and the yardage and stuff might be closer.
They're going the same as the Oklahoma game, you're saying?
Kind of you never think you never think Alabama's gonna lose.
And then we next topic. We don't usually add music into our talk, but I would personally like to thank Colin Kaepernick because of him. We aren't going to have to hear Cardi B in the Super Bowl this year. Thank you, Colin.
Thanks, Colin. So I guess that brings us to the NFL. We'll do AFC first.
Okay.
So the first game is the 3 seed, the Houston Texans versus the 6 seed, the Indianapolis Colts. Who you got?
All right. Thought long and hard about this because this year in the playoffs, there's so many really good teams because the lower seeds are teams that end up getting really hot at the end of the year, and then the higher seeds are teams that's been really good all year. So I really had trouble picking these games, but in this game, I decided I'm going to have to take the Houston Texans at home. Deshaun Watson's going to show up big. He's really performed well against the Colts this year. He's averaging a 70% completion percentage. He's averaged 321 yards per game, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. I think he's going to get the job done. And I would even put DeAndre Hopkins down for 100-plus yards.
Well, the Texans' defense is garbage, and their secondary is trash. I think Andrew Luck's going to slice them up like some ham.
Ham?
Oh, yeah, like ham. Honey baked, spiral sliced. We all know Andrew Luck has a book club. He's going to read the defense like there's no tomorrow. Was that gay?
Would Drew Brees be the book club?
I say Colts close. That might be bold, but the Colts. They got Darius Leonard and Quentin Nelson. They're good, and they have Andrew Luck. He's like third best QB in the league right now. I'm gonna say Colts.
That's a hot take,
but I don't think the Texans have I don't think the Houston Texans have a home field advantage.
You think he's better than Phillip?
Yeah.
For sure?
Yeah.
He's better than Tom?
This year, yeah.
So you got what? So you have Mahomes, Drew Brees, and then Luck?
Yeah. Luck and Phillip Rivers are very close. And Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers are very close. That's just a bundle of closeness.
I would probably have Drew Mahomes, Phillip.
And then
what is your X factor for the game? What do you think the Colts have to do in order to get the job done?
T.Y. Hilton having 50 to 75 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. He's their best offensive weapon, and I think it's not going to be very hard for him to get open against that Swiss cheese of a defense that the Texans have. So I think him and Andrew Luck are going to.
Texans got a decent D line, huh?
It's all right, but that secondary, sheesh.
My X factor for the Colts is going to be their offensive line.
Yeah,
If their
Nelson is good.
Their offensive line can dominate like usual. They've allowed the least amount of sacks all season, 18. They've allowed 18 sacks all season on Andrew Luck.
I mean, I just kind of expected them to play. They've played all year. A real X factor will be T.Y. Hilton.
Well, if for the Texans to win, what's their X factor?
The Texans to win, sack Andrew Luck. That's the only way.
Watt and Clowney got to get after him.
Yeah, they got to. Maybe even bring, because Tyrann Mathieu, he's a good player.
He's a dog,
but he's not. He needs to be a linebacker. He needs to put on weight and become a linebacker. He needs to get after the quarterback more. He's lacking in coverage.
Whoa.
Actually, kind of shit.
You been watching games?
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's actually kind of shit.
All right, that was disrespectful to everybody that has ever supported LSU. But I mean, he's
my favorite LSU player of all time. But
Patrick Peterson was a little better, but okay, whatever.
So what do you think the Texans have to do to beat the Colts?
The Texans to beat the Colts. I just think Deshaun Watson has to take care of the football. No turnovers. I think they can get it done for sure. Andrew Luck's gonna get it. They're gonna get the Texans defense is gonna have a takeaway. I'll put that on everything.
Okay. Next we'll do the 4 seed, the San Diego Chargers versus the 5 seed, the Baltimore Ravens.
You go. You pick first.
I'm going with against every bone in my body. I'm gonna pick the Ravens. Lamar Jackson sucks. I'm tired of hearing that he's good. People are all the way behind him on Twitter. I think he's shit. He's just 2 steps above Joe Flacco because Joe Flacco stinks out loud even worse. And all they needed was somebody who takes care of the ball a little bit better. And they have the number 1 defense in the NFL, so that's what could have done it for them. I'm going to take the Ravens because I think they're going to shut down Melvin Gordon. And then it's all up to Phillip. And I don't think he's good. But
all right.
I don't think he's like that.
I got the Chargers because the game that they had played on around the 22nd probably, the Ravens won 22-10 versus the Chargers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Phillip Rivers had some costly turnovers that I don't think he's going to have again. I don't think he's going to have another game, give a team an opportunity in the playoffs at home where he goes 23 for 37 for 181 yards. That's unlikely. I don't see that happening again.
I just think when I was watching that game and I watched the Chargers versus the Chiefs when they beat the Chiefs, I think Phillip Rivers, all those turnovers were just a sign of his age. He just can't throw the ball far. I think I can throw the ball as far as Phillip Rivers.
You getting out of line here. You're getting a little out of line. You're getting a little out of pocket right here. But, Lamar Jackson had one of his best games. I mean, that tells you how bad Lamar Jackson is. It's one of his best games. He went 12 for 22 for 200 yards and a touchdown. It was his first 200-yard game. That was a big accomplishment for him.
Every time a quarterback throws the ball 22 times in one game in the NFL, that means they are shit. And they are not trusted.
He carried the ball 13 times. So he carried the ball more times than he completed passes. And he carried the ball for 39 yards. I mean, he didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Like I said, he just takes care of the ball better than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco sucks.
Joe Flacco has always been bad. I don't know how people got behind Joe Flacco so easily. He's always had such a fun. Any quarterback in Baltimore is always you'll never look that bad. All you have to do is put up 21 points and you'll win 9 games.
Yeah.
They've always had a fantastic defense.
I agree.
Always.
So your X factor, what are the Chargers going to do to win?
The Chargers going to do to win? Well, I'm going to go back to Phillip Rivers doesn't have those costly turnovers in the game that he had the first time. I think he had 2 or 3 interceptions, whatever it was. They're going to win this game big. They're going to not big, but they're going to win by 7. It's going to be a close game, I think. Phillip and the boys are going to get it done this week. It's not going to be a high-scoring game. Probably keep it in the low 20s, mid-teens.
If that happens, the Ravens are going to win.
You think so?
Yeah. I've got the Ravens.
If the Chargers score more than 25 points, they win the game.
They win. If the Ravens allow more than 17 points, they will lose. If Lamar Jackson turns the ball over more than one time, they will lose. So it's not going to be like a crazy scoring game. I just feel like if Lamar Jackson, 1 turnover or less, and the defense does what they've done all year, they'll win.
It's fair.
All right, so we'll do NFC. Let's switch it up. We'll do number 4, Cowboys versus number 5, Seahawks.
I don't know about this game. I was questioning myself, but I think I'm going to take the Cowboys in this game just because I trust the talent a little bit more in Dallas than I do in Seattle.
I thought we were finally going to agree on one. Seahawks, all the way. Cowboys, I've watched too much football to know that the Cowboys will not win a first-round game. Dak Prescott sucks. Is he the worst quarterback in the playoffs? No, Lamar Jackson's probably worse, but Dak Prescott's second.
Dak is bad. Dak is an average quarterback, but he's a winner. He's a winner. He is the second best win percentage in the regular season of all quarterbacks except Tom Brady since 2016, I believe. He's a winner, and sooner or later he's gonna be able to overcome the hardships of playing under Jason Garrett, and he's gonna win a game. He's gonna win a game for Dallas in the playoffs. And this defense this year, they're elite.
I don't see it happening. Seattle's always got a good defense, and
the Seattle's defense is slowing down a little bit this year.
I think they're going to hold up in this game. I think this is going to be, you know what, I'm going to say it. This is going to be the highest total points in a playoff game in the wild card round.
Ever?
No, this year.
Oh.
This year.
I don't see that at all. Are you crazy?
Nope.
Oh my, all right, not at all. Low 20s game for sure.
No, Russell Wilson, he's gonna have 4 TDs. He's gonna account for 4 TDs.
We're talking about the same Russell Wilson?
The elite quarterback, Russell Wilson.
Ooh, elite. What would you consider elite? Top what? Top what is elite?
Good as fuck.
Top what quarterbacks are elite?
Top 10.
Top 10? Top 10 are elite. So the top 1/3 is elite. I'd say he's probably 10 just because there's such a lack of quarterbacks.
This season, he's not elite. This season, the top 5 are elite. But in terms of...
He's not top 5 at all.
This season? No.
No. He's not top 5 in the league, period.
Of QBs playing right now, he's top 7.
He's not top 5, for sure. Not top 5.
He's top 7.
Let's see.
And that's elite. The top 7 are elite of the quarterbacks playing right now.
Drew, Aaron, Tom, Pat, Mahomes, Phillip. Who else we got? Andrew Luck,
and then Russell Wilson.
I think there's some other quarterbacks that are just as good. I think Deshaun Watson's playing just as good as he is. I think there's some really good quarterbacks in the league. I just don't think he's that good. I mean, he's better than Blake Bortles.
I got the Seahawks. I think they're going to blow out the Cowboys. Everybody knows the Cowboys suck in the playoffs first round. We'll see ya. I'm done talking about the Cowboys. Fuck them.
All right, no. I'm not done talking about the Cowboys. Vander Esch is gonna go dumb this week. Watch it happen. The Hot Boys is what they call them. Their defense. I don't know where they got that name from, but saw
pretty good.
Saw a little kid on First Take chanting "Hot Boys," pretty funny. Anyway, but they're gonna do good this week. They have some elite linebacker core.
All right. Next we got 3 seed Bears versus 6 seed Eagles. No brainer. Bears. Mitch is not good, but he's not awful. He's probably in the first half of quarterbacks in the NFL.
He's bad. I don't think he's good.
Yikes.
He's just like, I mean, but he's a lot like Dak. But I think Dak's like, him and Dak are both average quarterbacks. They're just like, hey, don't mess up type of quarterbacks.
I think Khalil Mack, Nick Foles is good. Nick Foles is a good QB.
Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Mitchell Trubisky and Dak Prescott.
Okay, so I said the Seahawks and the Cowboys would be the highest scoring game. The only way that it wouldn't be is if the Bears just beat down the Eagles.
Which they won't. They won't put up a lot of points.
Because, I mean, Khalil Mack, he's good. He's really good. And the Eagles have no defense. Absolutely shit for defense. So, I'm going Bears in a blowout. And I consider blowout like 14 or more. Bears with a blowout.
I think the Bears are going to win.
Okay. So we finally picked the same.
All right. But this is a very winnable game for Philadelphia.
I don't see it.
This is a very winnable game for Philadelphia.
The only NFL game I've ever been to in my life was this year, Saints versus Eagles, and the Eagles fucking suck.
Or the Saints are just really good. You don't want to admit it.
The Saints are the best team in the NFL.
Oh my God, this is really nice. Hold up, moment of silence.
The Saints are. All right, so we can go straight to this. After the Bears beat the Eagles. Wait, what would it be? Oh no!
Yeah, the
Bears would play the Saints in the NFC Championship game.
Oh, because apparently a lot of people don't know this, but the NFL playoffs aren't bracket style. It's a tournament, but it's not a bracket style set up as a bracket. Like, no matter what, the lowest seed to make it out of the wild card plays the Saints since they're the highest seed. It's not like the Saints play the winner out of this and that. The Saints play the lowest seed that wins.
Yeah. I think the Bears are the sleeper in these playoffs. I think the Bears are going to drum the Eagles and then barely skate past the Rams.
They're not going to drum the Eagles. They haven't put up points all year. I mean, they win games because they got a really good defense. They don't drum teams.
I understand this, but I'm telling you right now, the Bears will drum the Eagles.
I think the Bears are going to win. But I just really, really have a hard time seeing that you think that Nick Foles isn't going to have a game. Because you remember who had a really good defense last year? You remember who had the best defense last year?
Who was it?
It was the Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings.
Do you remember what Nick Foles did to the Vikings?
Yikes.
I remember what Nick Foles did to the Vikings.
You think Nick Foles can do that 2 years in a row?
I
think he's good, but he ain't that good.
All I did last year was say, the Eagles are done. First round, done. Eagles, second round, done. Eagles, definitely not making it this round. He's a dog. You got to admit it. Nick Foles is a dog. He might show up for this game. I don't know. He won the last 3 games, got the Eagles into the playoffs, single-handedly carried them into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Strapped on the JanSport.
I say it's time to get rid of Carson Wentz. You can get so much for him, and if Nick Foles wins one playoff game this year, Carson Wentz, you got to trade Carson Wentz and rebuild up that defense because it's very obvious Nick Foles can win games.
Yeah, Nick Foles is a winner.
All right, so we'll do. You got the Saints making it out the NFC.
Yes, dude. All right.
Will they be challenged?
I mean, we're gonna have some good games, but the Saints are going to. Dude, these Saints are going to win. I'm gonna put this on the podcast now. I'm gonna get a Saints Florida Lee shaved in the back of my head when we win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
If we win the Super Bowl, you would do it with me?
If the Saints win the Super Bowl, I'll get a Florida Lee shaved in the back of my head.
All right, deal. We shook.
Bad radio. We shook. So you got the Saints coming out the NFC.
All right.
So do I.
Oh, yes.
But the Bears will lose to the Saints by 3, 7, or 10 points in the Superdome, and by all accounts, that is impressive.
Yeah. No, dude. Drew Brees is going to go off for the playoffs. Drew Brees is going to go off. And you know who's going to be the X Factor? Listen to this. Will Lutz is going to be the Saints X Factor. He's not going to miss a field goal in the playoffs.
Well, he's not going to miss anything, but Mark Ingram is the X Factor.
I'm telling you.
How many games will they play? They'll play 2 games before the Super Bowl.
And don't sleep on Thomas Morstead. He's not putting one outside of 20 all year.
Yeah, Thomas Morstead. He's the GOAT.
He is a beast.
He's the GOAT punter. I think that's widely agreed on by everybody.
He is such
ever.
a beast. I remember this is one of the reasons why I've always treasured him in my heart. Last year when we lost a horrific game to the Vikings, while I was crying my eyes out, I was drying my tears up, and they made us come out for the final extra point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of sorry Saints were in the locker room. You know who wasn't in the locker room? Cam Jordan, Drew Brees, Thomas Morstead. Fielding against the extra punt because those are men.
I think he was playing with broken ribs too.
Dude, he's a beast. He got crushed last week and got right back up and kicked the foot is like 50-yarder the next time.
I think Mark Ingram's going to have 4 touchdowns in their 2 playoff games before the Super Bowl. That's bold. That's an X factor.
That's a bold statement.
That's an X factor.
The real X factor is if the Saints defense between Will Lutz and if the Saints defense can find a way to keep teams under 25 points, we'll be fine.
Speaking of 25, Eli Apple sucks.
Eli Apple does suck. Nobody's disagreeing with
Who you got coming out of the AFC?
Who do you got coming out of the AFC?
Patriots.
Patriots?
Yes.
Dude.
Everybody who's listening to this has watched football for too long or has known anything about football for too long to know that Andy Reid will never beat Bill Belichick in a meaningful game. Ever. He doesn't even do it in the regular season, much less a meaningful game.
Oh, all right.
I put 0 shot.
This is real tough. I want to see Pat Mahomes face off versus Drew Brees basically on a yearly status, just to see who would reign supreme. But for Drew Brees' career to be pushed to the next level, I think beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl would be a hell of an achievement. It's gonna be. We're agreeing Chiefs Patriots, right? In the AFC Championship. Mm-hmm. I think so too, and I'm gonna go Patriots too. I don't want to go Patriots. It's gonna be a close game, and they're playing at Arrowhead, right?
Yeah, they would play at Arrowhead.
So I'm gonna go really close game, but you know who's really good at winning really close games? Tom Brady.
Yeah. You think?
So I'm gonna have Drew Brees and the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and you know how I think that's gonna go.
Yeah. We know. So I guess we'll go to the Steelers. They're a fucking mess.
Dude, they're a mess. Oh, what was it? One of my favorite moments of the season didn't happen on the field. It happened in the eighth week of the NFL season. It was a video of Bud Dupree. I think he's a linebacker for the Steelers, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Bud Dupree. He took an Instagram video of himself. He went in Le'Veon Bell's locker and took his shoes and said, "These are mine now." And that just continues to push the narrative that the Steelers are losing all their players. Like that. I mean, story just kind of says. I mean, Le'Veon Bell's going. Mm-hmm. They're not gonna be able to pay for that contract.
No.
And I think that Antonio Brown is going. Him and George Kittle have been having a little social media fun. Been tweeting each other back and forth. San Francisco, maybe you think?
I don't know. It's likely, but I don't know. Mike Tomlin, not a good football coach in my opinion, but props to him for keeping Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger, and Le'Veon Bell all together for so long. These are 3 ridiculous personalities.
Some super egotistical people.
I mean, Ben Roethlisberger is a rapist. Antonio Brown shows up to practice in helicopters. Le'Veon Bell wants $30 million a year as a 33-year-old running back. So, classic trouble in paradise. It was good while it lasted. Sorry, bro, it's over.
I would have to agree with that. I mean, they're going to keep Big Ben's going to retire Steeler.
Yeah.
But
he's got, 2? He might be done after this year.
No.
You don't think so?
No. He's gonna come around for the... I think him... I hope... You know who I hope's done after this year? Eli Manning.
Yeah,
because he is tanking He is tarnishing everything that he's built for himself.
Dwayne Haskins to the Giants. That'd be nice.
Wouldn't be a bad pickup.
Dwayne Haskins can sling it.
But honestly, if I was the Giants, I might would sit out one more year and get that Oregon quarterback's pretty nice.
I'd rather Dwayne Haskins, I think. But
has he declared officially?
Who?
Dwayne Haskins?
Yes.
He's a senior?
I think he's a junior. I could be right. I don't really know. He's drafted. He's declared.
What's that Georgia quarterback?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
What an idiot.
5-star. Just committed to
idiot.
Ohio State. Why do you think he's an idiot?
Because he could have went anywhere in the country, and he goes to Ohio State.
Where would you have suggested?
The only place without a fucking coach.
I mean,
if it was me, if I was a 5-star quarterback, I'd go way out west where all the quarterbacks get drafted from. Like Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen, complete shit. But they get drafted because they play a pro-style offense.
I think Ohio State is a good exposure team.
Good exposure team, but, I mean, they don't have a fucking coach.
I guess not. If you don't think Ohio State's going to put up a nice coach next year, you've lost your mind.
They already gave it to somebody. I don't even know who he is. I don't know if he's the offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator. I hope it's not the defensive coordinator because their defense is shit.
Their defense is pretty shit. I will agree with you there. But
so where do you think Le'Veon Bell's going to go?
I think it'd be cool. I mean, he could go anywhere. The Seattle Seahawks are in dire need of a elite running back ever since they lost Marshawn. If he went to the Patriots, they'd never lose a game.
Agreed.
The Patriots would be
But I think the Patriots probably will go after a good running back because they need to draft a quarterback. It's no secret.
I think it was so stupid they gave up Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not saying Jimmy Garoppolo is what Colin Cowherd thinks is the best quarterback in the league. I'm not drooling over him. But that is a very good replacement. That's a very good elite replacement.
I thought it was too. I guess they want to go the draft way. I was so excited to see Danny Etling become the next Tom Brady, but they cut him.
The Patriots are going to have some rebuilding soon with Tom and poor old brittle Gronk.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what team signs Gronk for $15 million next year. I mean, he's gonna get relieved. Bill Belichick's gonna give him the famous Bill boot, and somebody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, Rob Gronkowski, Hall of Famer." They're gonna pay him $15 million a year, and he's gonna be exactly. This is the perfect example of Jimmy Graham at the Saints, and then Jimmy Graham going to the Seahawks.
I agree. Also, Jimmy Graham thing, not to be on Drew Brees too much, but I mean he was built by Drew Brees. We can admit that. Yeah. But Gronk is brittle. There's a video online of Tom Brady clamping up Gronk and putting him on skates. It's pretty embarrassing. They probably have equal 40 times now. They're both aging. Gronk faster than Tom because he drinks alcohol like a child.
And 69s.
And 69s. I don't forget about that. Mm-hmm. I'd say probably around the 5'3" mark.
All right. So we'll go to MVP. I know your MVP is Drew Brees.
Are you sure?
He won the
Drew Brees.
Won the fan vote, the Fox fan vote today. Kind of a surprise, honestly. I thought Patrick Mahomes would win that, but I have a statement to make. It's all over my Twitter feed. I understand 2009, 2011, 2013, whatever. Drew Brees had the same stats, if not better, than Patrick Mahomes has this year.
Yeah.
And Drew Brees did not win
This is a fact.
MVP.
This is a fact.
So, in my opinion, I could flip a coin. If it landed on heads, Drew Brees is the MVP. If it landed on tails, Patrick Mahomes is the MVP.
I agree.
And I wouldn't be mad at all.
I agree. I'd be mad just because I'm such a Drew Brees fan, but I think they both equally deserve to win MVP. And I think they're going to give it to Drew Brees because of career. Even though it shouldn't be that way, I think they're going to give it to Drew Brees because of the career.
It depends on who you are and how you look at different stats and what you do. You could see 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes is the MVP. Or you could see, NFL record completion percentage, best team in the NFL, best
efficiency.
record, efficiency, all this. and you could give it to Drew Brees. I wouldn't. I have no dog in the fight, but I would not care. I wouldn't be mad if Patrick Mahomes won, and I would not be mad if Drew Brees won. I think a lot of Saints fans have come to the realization that Patrick Mahomes probably will win, and I don't think they're heated about it anymore. But I think Drew Brees. You know what I'm gonna say? I think Drew Brees is gonna win it. I think it's about time they give number 9 the MVP. Because if he does lose, I saw this on Twitter. If he does lose, he will have the most second place MVP finishes of all time at 4.
That's crazy.
That sucks.
That does suck. He's gotten snubbed a couple times. I'd have to say that he's gotten snubbed a couple times.
All right.
So next we'll get into our next segment. It's is this a crime? Let's get into the is this a crime segment.
Okay. So
this recently,
yeah.
Floyd, good old Floyd, 50-50, now 51-0 Floyd, had a fight in, I think it was it China? Something like that.
China or Japan? I don't really remember.
Something like that. He fought a very underprepared, unskilled. I mean, I don't want to bash the guy too much.
No. This guy's like the best fighter in Japan. He's like.
I mean, what is that?
He's like raw with it.
What is that?
But that's why this is a crime, because they matched him up against the best boxer of all time, and
his name is Tenshin. That's what I'm going.
You want to tell the listeners of Get Some how that went?
This is how that went. I watched the video on YouTube. The video is 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, you type in Floyd versus Tenshin, and you type in full fight, and the longest video is 3 minutes long.
And it's only 3 minutes long because of the in-fight ceremony. Because in 2 minutes and 20 seconds, Floyd Mayweather just throwing his hands around, just playing with the guy, dropped him 3 times.
Yeah.
And you know how much Floyd Mayweather made on this fight?
How much?
$9 million.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to do the math right here just for the sake of, is this a crime? Let's see.
Bad radio, sorry.
9 million divided by 120, which is 120 seconds, probably about 2 minutes. So he made $75,000 per second.
Sheesh. Definitely a crime.
This is 100% a crime. We're gonna
stop letting Floyd Mayweather fight Japan kickboxers.
Stop letting Floyd Mayweather fight kickboxers in general. This is a crime, 100% a crime.
Yep. I guess we could talk more about fighting. We didn't really prepare for this. I don't know if you saw it, but Amanda Nunes knocked out Chris Cyborg.
Oh my God,
that was embarrassing.
All right.
First of all, I will admit I think Amanda Nunes could probably beat my ass.
You not to admit that. We already knew. Nobody thought you could beat her up to begin with. Thanks for that, though, Garrison. All right. Anyways, Amanda Nunes is a dog. Amanda Nunes is one of the only female fighters that I think wouldn't get completely obliterated by male fighters in the same weight class.
Chris Cyborg's pretty good, too. And her name's Cyborg.
Amanda Nunes was just... She wasn't being... If you watched the fight... Mm-hmm. I watched. I think we rented it. She wasn't doing a whole lot of skillful stuff. She was just throwing punches.
Yeah, just beating the shit.
She was just beating the shit out of her. The same thing she did to Ronda Rousey. She was just. There is yet to be somebody in women's MMA to challenge Amanda Nunes, and I don't think there will be for a long time.
I have another. Is this a crime? Is it a crime for John Jones to fail a Las Vegas drug test, so they moved the event to California where there's no rule against it?
All right, let me tell you why this isn't a crime. Now, I do like John Jones. I do think he's tarnished his career with his use of steroids.
You think?
I do think steroids are horrible for sports in every which way.
Especially MMA, where somebody not on steroids could kill someone.
Or especially when the 2011 MVP second place man got snubbed. I won't get too far into that. Matt Kemp should have won. But anyways, John Jones got I think the test samples, piss samples, whatever it was 1/50 millionth of a trace of the same substance that he had got punished for the last time he'd been punished for however long it was. And this is confirmed by like all the the officials at UFC and everything. And I mean, they're gonna let him fight. I don't think it's a crime. I mean, if they're saying they were gonna all the people that are saying for him to get punished are basically saying he needs to be double punished for something he was punished for a long time ago because you know how small 1/50 millionth of a trace is.
Yeah, I think that first, I think steroids have no place in sports. But what pisses me off so bad is John Jones is like one of the most talented UFC fighters of all time.
He didn't need steroids.
He didn't need steroids at all. It's like steroids didn't make him more skillful at fights. Steroids didn't make Barry Bonds more skillful at hitting a ball. It made the ball go further, but it didn't make him better at hitting. John Jones didn't get better technique by taking steroids. He didn't need them. That's why it's a crime to me. Like, why?
Him doing the steroids is a crime, obviously.
Yeah.
But the fight having to be moved to Los Angeles, or his failed drug test this time, I think isn't a crime because you can't. That's the ex post facto laws, man. You can't double up on that. That's a double jeopardy. Come on, man.
And we'll do what I saw on Twitter. We both saw this on Twitter. Pretty viral video. I think everybody saw it. Amazingly viral video of Cade York, the LSU signee, the kicker, hit a 59-yard field goal in the Under Armour All-American game.
My initial thought on this is LSU is going to have back-to-back Heisman kickers. This guy he's a beast. He ended up missing a field goal later in the game. It might have been from 48, maybe something like that. But he was 2 for 3, and when he kicked that 59-yard field goal, he's gonna be something special this year.
We're talking about a high school player kicking a 59-yard field goal. I just looked it up. Do you know what the longest NFL field goal is?
64.
64 yards.
64.
Yeah, and this dude had 5 yards of room.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I was watching. He's pretty special guy. He's gonna be pretty special for LSU.
So we'll go straight into our last segment, one that I'm very excited for.
All right, now I'm gonna explain the segment a little bit. My friend Garrison.
It's Ryan Seg. He came up with it. It's called Teach and Get Basketball. So he'll go further in depth.
All right. So my friend Garrison here, he likes basketball a little bit.
It's all right. If you could only dunk and shoot threes in basketball, I'd watch it. I wouldn't miss a game.
So I love basketball. I love basketball, baseball, and football. I watch all sports, except soccer, of course. But I really want to talk about basketball, and Garrison is just really not inclined enough to talk about basketball. So in the next couple of weeks, I plan on teaching Garrison about basketball week to week.
Yeah, it's a week to week segment called Teach and Get Basketball,
and eventually I'm going to build up to Garrison and me having educated basketball conversations.
All right. So overall, what the segment is, we'll do updated standings, and then something from the past week that just exploded.
Just stood out, yeah.
Yeah. So you want to get started?
All right. First off, we're going to do the updated standings in the East.
Okay.
All right.
So East, I know that East is. So what is the boundary for the East teams and the West teams? Where is the boundary? Is it the Mississippi River?
It's pretty damn close to Mississippi River, I would say.
Okay. So, and I know that the East sucks and the West is good.
Yes, that's a fact. There you go. You're doing good.
Okay.
All right. So just for shits and giggles, can you name the 5 best teams in the East?
I know the Bucks are good.
Okay. The Bucks are actually ranked number 1, 27-10 right now, 9-1 of the last 10.
And I know the Raptors are good, right?
Raptors are number 2.
Okay.
They're only 0.5 behind the Bucks.
And the Bucks and the Raptors. That's the only. I know the Knicks are in the East, but they're shit.
Yeah, they're horrible. They're 14th actually.
You'd have to tell me.
Okay, so your new favorite team, the Pacers, Victor Oladipo and the boys.
Okay, they're third.
Yeah, they're third. They're 26 and 12. I mean, if they were in the West, they'd probably be like 11th.
Yeah.
But since they're in the East, they're, the 76ers, who are a good team.
Oh, I knew that. I like the 76ers a lot because of Ben Simmons.
And then the Celtics are 5.
And I knew the Celtics.
And then there's a huge drop off in skill gap, and they go straight to the Heat, who are 18 and 18. They're 6th seed. Yeah.
The 6th seed in the East is 18 and 18. What's the 6th seed in the West?
The 6th seed in the West is 21 and 16.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's it's embarrassing.
Okay.
And try to guess the number 1 team in the West.
Okay, this is gonna ruin the segment because I already know that it's the Nuggets.
You do? All right, my bad.
Because it's pretty surprising. I thought the Nuggets suck. I can't even name one player on the team.
All right. First off, this is the Nuggets. We're gonna teach them right here. You need to put some respect on Nikola Jokic's name. Very good player. Very good player. Should be in the MVP race for sure. He probably won't win it, but should be in the MVP race for sure. And they have Paul Millsaps and Jamal Murray.
So they just play good as a team.
Yeah, they're a pretty good team.
Okay.
They're a good team. Like they don't get carried by one guy individually. I mean, Jokic is he's second in our team in points, but he's a big man that is really good at assisting the ball.
Okay, so where are the Rockets and the Warriors?
All right, the Warriors are 3.
Who's second?
The Thunder. Paul George. All right, this is what happened. Russell Westbrook recently has been having some shooting woes, right? And
you think?
no, do you actually know that he's been having some shooting woes recently? And to compensate, I mean, Paul George has been turning up. Paul George has been going dumb a whole lot of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He's put up some impressive numbers.
Okay.
And so they've slipped into the second spot. And the Warriors are 3rd. The Rockets are 4th.
All right, so on here you have Kawhi to San Antonio. I know who Kawhi Leonard is.
Okay, Kawhi Leonard.
Well,
he's a rapper.
San Antonio is like the best franchise of all time, right?
I mean,
or 3rd. I mean,
yeah,
the Celtics
and the Lakers.
They
Yeah,
don't
okay,
count.
yeah, all right. So Kawhi this week, we do know that he used to play for San Antonio, of course. All right.
And
so
he plays for the Raptors.
Yes. He requested a trade, kind of like Antonio Brown deal. He kind of requested for a trade, sat out a little bit, was being kind of had a really shitty attitude, requested a trade, and he wanted to go to a team that would get him a championship. And they said screw him and sent his ass to Canada, and got DeMar DeRozan in return. So this week is the first time he came back to San Antonio to play a game since the trade, and I just think it was a really not a cool moment, but
Did he turn up?
No, he didn't turn up.
Yikes.
They lost by 30, I think.
Oh, goodness.
And he left the building to Trader Chance.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty.
You hate to see it.
You do hate to see it, but it has to happen. DeMar DeRozan in the game, who got traded for Kawhi to San Antonio, did turn up. He had a triple-double.
Oh.
Really good player.
Next you just wrote
Harden. That's all that needs to be
Okay,
said.
can I start with, I know that James Harden is like the best scorer of all time in the regular season, but every time I see the headlines, every time he goes against Golden State in the playoffs, he's shit. Like, didn't he shoot 3 for 29, or is that over-exaggerated? Or he actually?
I think he shot bad one game or something like that, but I mean that's not the point. The point is, name. All right, you're not a huge basketball fan, but you know a little bit of basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Name, other than Chris Paul, who was hurt last year, name a player other than Chris Paul on the Houston Rockets.
I know who Clint Capella is.
You do?
Just because he's the blackest person in the NBA.
Yeah, he's not very good. Do
Okay.
you think he does a lot of assisting and helping to beat the
I
Warriors?
think Patrick Beverly, he was like a really good defender, huh?
Yeah, but come on, Garrison.
Is he even on the team anymore?
I don't think he's not on the team anymore.
Okay.
But anyways, they can't compete with the Warriors. Nobody can compete with the Warriors.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch basketball, I guess. Because all I hear about is LeBron James and the Warriors. So
Harden has found a way. His team was not in the playoff race, and he's found a way to come all the way back, and he's single-handedly put himself in the MVP race. He's dropped 40 points in like the last 4 games. He's had 30 in the last 10, I believe. He's turning up ever since Chris Paul got hurt. It's something serious happened in Houston.
All right, so we'll finish this episode off on a. Can you explain to me Dirk? I
Dirk?
saw on Twitter a video of Dirk getting standing ovation in Boston. Is he an all-time player? Is he like
Dirk is an all-time player.
okay? And I also saw something about him winning the NBA championship against 3 All-Stars that nobody has ever done.
LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. It was the first championship that they made it to. What was it? I don't know. It was probably like 7, but
Like the big 3 in
the
Miami.
big 3 in Miami.
The banana boat.
He beat them the first year.
Okay, so he's an all-time player.
He's an all-time player because his team was horrible.
Okay.
I mean, he was really good. I mean, his team wasn't horrible, but like he was really good.
So like, where is he all-time? Is he top 10?
No.
Oh.
But I mean,
so why does everybody love him?
he's just one of those players that you just like you can't hate, and he's like everybody loves him. He's such a good guy. He's an all-time power forward. He's
Okay.
probably like top 10 power forward.
Okay.
But like, I mean, he just I don't know. He probably makes it to a lot of people's top 20 lists on all time. I think he's probably better than Dwayne Wade all time. And people, for some reason, Twitter loves to love Dwayne Wade. Even though Dwayne Wade has 3 championships, but
He's got a fine girlfriend.
there's no fine. She's really old. You know that?
No, I didn't.
She's like much older than him.
Sandra Bullock's old. She's fine as shit.
Anyways, D Wade has 3 championships, being the second best player on both of those teams. I mean, got Shaq and then LeBron James.
I hear that about
Kobe?
Kobe and MJ.
MJ was never the second best player on his team.
What about people say Scottie Pippen won him all the championships?
Scottie Pippen didn't win him all the championships. Let me explain this to you. But the team
Did he
around
help them?
the team around MJ was something serious. I mean, he left in the prime of his career, and his team still won 50 games. So he wasn't carrying scrubs. Like, he was carrying a good team.
And that's why people like Dirk, because he was carrying scrubs.
I don't want to go as far as with carrying scrubs, but if you take Dirk off Mavericks in that year, they weren't winning 50 games.
Okay. So, what about Kobe and Shaq? Shaq won all those championships?
Yeah, he was MVP for all 3 of them.
Oh, God. So, Kobe... So, why do people say Kobe's top 3 of all time?
Who says that?
I see that all the time.
Where?
On Twitter all the time.
All right, Kobe's... You know who Kobe's really similar to, I've always thought? Kobe's a lot like Derek Jeter.
Oh.
He's
Oh,
a great,
no.
but he's like a 10. He's like 10th.
Derek Jeter's 10th?
What do you have Derek Jeter at?
At least top 5.
He's not top 5 Yankee of all time.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Dude, he's not. Anyways, disagreement, but let's try to compare Kobe to somebody else. Can't think right now, but Kobe's not top 3. Kobe's probably 10, maybe 11. Kobe doesn't make Mount Rushmore for me. Kobe was his exact replica of Michael Jordan, but worse.
Oh. Shit, I thought Kobe was a G.
I mean, he was a G. Like, don't get me wrong.
Whenever you fucking throw a paper ball at a trash can, you don't say Jordan. You say Kobe.
I know, but that's like...
So, also, I mean, we're teaching Get Basketball here. I recently found out that Kobe is not a point guard. He's a 2 guard or
Shooting guard, yes.
James Harden's not a point guard.
No, he does play the
MJ
point
a point
sometimes.
guard?
No, MJ was the 2 guard.
Jesus Christ.
No, but James Harden runs the point a lot, and so does Kobe. Kobe ran the point a lot.
All right, well, that was teaching Get Basketball. That's episode 3.
Episode
We're
3.
flying by.
We really are.
It was fun. We'll be back probably next Friday night to preview the next round of playoffs.
100%. We'll probably fist fight about Drew Brees all week. But anyways, thank you for watching. Get some.
Thank you for listening.